And to see that this child is still lacking infant development is horrible. And apparently he's still drinking out of a bottle. But to know that this child cannot even sit up or walk on his own without any support is just terrible. We watched her in real time destroy this child while she was pregnant. The drinking, the smoking, the fighting, constant drama. For this to be your first child, your first pregnancy, and that's what you do to your baby, the type of destruction and disability she brought upon this baby is something he has to live with for the rest of his life. Girl, like, aren't you scared of nobody? You can say whatever. You can say whatever. Real, you can say whatever. You got something to say, I'm gonna say it. Feel me? Like, you can say whatever. But I'm telling y'all, it's about to get real serious. And I think if I put this PSA out, is either gonna try to act like I ain't say this?
Chrisean Rock is currently experiencing an unpleasant taste of humble pie, as evidenced by her admission that the things people have been noting about Chrisean Jr. are true. Although Chrisean should have taken care of his health problems from the beginning and required therapy, he refuses to admit that she may have been involved, relate to her son's current struggles, since she has allegedly been turning to the church for consolation and assistance because she feels guilty. Blueface's mother, Clarissa, has been talking to her about her co-baby mommy, Jaden Alexis, in the hopes that things would get better, and that her child will be able to communicate with his siblings and have a real family.
The doctor or whatever medical professionals at the time of his birth, they had stated that he would need medical treatment like surgery, steroid injections, etc. in order for him to start developing properly. For me, on the outside looking in, I seen that baby when he was born and I see him now, and his health has not been addressed in the best manner.
Despite fans' cries for Cash to focus on what is in front of her, she has been denying for months that her son could need assistance. This is absurd. Some of her friends aren't upholding such expectations. It was inevitable that they would be compared to Halo, a charming little boy who is almost 2 years old and has become everyone's favorite online nephew. Instagram users saw Chrisean's live delivery, where her infant was always there or close by during Chrisean's live defense of her Blueface tattoo. His tears were the main thing that got people talking. Despite his current terrible hand-eye coordination and head movement, the cries of a cat in death, fans became concerned and began calling her to tell her to have her child checked out immediately. But for the most part, Cashin decided to ignore the remarks, stating they were hate speech meant to ruin her happiness. As a new mother, she maintained that her son was doing well and that people were just projecting things onto him by sharing videos of herself and her child.
Y'all don't know nothing about God. Y'all don't know nothing about nothing. You talking to me like that. So I rebuke everything y'all saying about my child, to be honest. But I like this shit, bro. You know why? Because all the glory to God, bro. That could be looking real stupid.
But Cash had a history of going out and binge drinking throughout pregnancy, so no one was backing off. When her doctor told her she was too far along to terminate the pregnancy, she reportedly broke down in tears and went for an ultrasound 5 months later.
This is the face, that's the lower lip, upper lip.
Whoa.
You are 20 weeks pregnant.
Is it too late?
Yeah, it's too late.
Wow, I'm not talking to you.
And supporters started watching Cash's movies more closely, and internet medical professionals discovered that he had the majority of the physical traits associated with fetal alcohol syndrome. The physical characteristics of fetal alcohol syndrome were present in Cash's son: a flat midface, small, corner-folded eyes, and usually large, low-set ears and a skull. On these recordings, these may have been the high-pitched cries of infants with alcohol withdrawal. His pupils also seem white instead of red in pictures of him, which some have pointed out could be a sign of a neurological disorder. Until Chrisean placed it over his head to ensure he wouldn't miss it, explain why he hadn't been grabbing for food or anything else that was placed in front of him. It was the first time we had ever seen him walk, talk, laugh, hold a spoon, or do anything else that a 1-year-old might do when knocking on a 2-year-old's door. The more the criticism mounted, the more Chrisean took her child off the internet, trying to protect his privacy. However, one of the few occasions that people have had the chance to view him in that manner is now that Chrisean has started going to church more regularly and is bringing her son along. Fans quickly noted that not much has changed in spite of this, though. Her child will not be the first or the last to have special needs. But what worries people the most is that she may have contributed to it by acting in a particular way when she was pregnant, and now she is hoping for a miracle to fix things. Since Chrisean Jr. has changed since we last saw him, all of the bullshit about her wanting to give him some quiet was a ruse to get others to avoid her and absolve her of everything. Remember, he'll be 2 years old in a few months.
And I'm sure we all in agreement now that it's a lot of things that this baby is going to be suffering from or hindered doing because of the shit Chrisean was doing while she was pregnant. Drinking, smoking, partying. And to be quite honest with y'all, I think what make it worse and what make everybody more mad at Chrisean is the fact that, one, she still denies it. Not just leave it alone. She denies that she did anything wrong while pregnant. On top of, it doesn't seem like seeking any help for this baby.
The fact that she came back and tried to provide him the attention and support he needed for a longer period of time suggests that Crone understood she had handled things poorly. Jaden Alexis, Blueface's second kid, and Chrisean's relationship with Blueface's mother, Clarissa, terminated since Chrisean became pregnant while Jaden and Blueface were still dating. Mama knows she needs a whole network of people to help raise her child so that their son can have his family. She is demanding that they put aside their differences.
Sorry, Carlissa. I'm sorry, Jaden. I'm sorry. Who else? I apologize to that whole side of people. I'm just sorry because I really care about my son, bro. And I know he'd be thriving better with his siblings, too. And, Carlos, you got me blocked on Instagram, so I can't follow you. But, girl, you can come get your grandson for when he come home in August. So he'll have all his kids there. I literally want to take myself out of the situation and then just receive whatever God has in store and what purpose he has for this whole thing to work out.
Despite her best efforts to make things right for Crone Jr., some still believe she should take responsibility for her errors, rather than insisting she was inexperienced. Her indifference to the child is evident from the fact that she was hospitalized, bent the baby's back, and skipped his surgery. It is always my hope that Chrisean Rock's son will visit double hockey sticks like he did yesterday. Do you believe Cash will ever own up to her mistakes as a mother? Note that there will be more videos in the future, so please remember to like and subscribe. You may leave a comment below as well. Await the next one with anticipation. Behind closed doors, she endures a tremendous deal of suffering and, I think, realizes that she bears too much of the guilt for his shortcomings. But she chooses to ignore this fact.